Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon, and this is Behind the Enthusiast. Today, we are taking a break from the race bikes. We're going to be working on my 2017 Suzuki DRZ 400 SM. We're going to be doing just a little mod on it. There's a rusted clamp on the fuel hose, and due to a bit of a screw up in the listing, I ordered something that wasn't very expensive. However, I thought I was ordering a blue hose because, you know, figured I would switch some parts over on the DRZ to add a little bit more blue, my favorite color, to the bike. However, I ended up getting this little guy, and it's not all bad news because I do need to replace a rusted clamp on that hose, and this piece will end up covering it up, so this is going to be super easy, hopefully anyway, so let's get into it. Alright, so like I said, this is going to be super easy. We've got the rusted clamp right here. Yeah, it doesn't look too pretty, so I'm going to end up taking this one off. Thankfully, the upper one here is in relatively good condition, so I'm going to leave that one alone. I might put a little bit of oil on it just to keep it lubricated so it doesn't start looking like this one. But hopefully you guys can see the rust or the corrosion is actually spreading all onto the tube, so the hose, fuel hose. So I'm going to end up removing this clamp, sliding this off. Now keep in mind, if you guys are worried about the fuel coming out, this is a vacuum system, so as long as it's on, you shouldn't have any gas leaking out. So hopefully that clears up anybody's worries if you guys are doing a similar modification to the bike or any work like this. Just make sure it loosens up, and then you can kind of start to wiggle it off. Now, this is the part where everybody's worried. There might be some residual gas in here, but there shouldn't be a lot of gas if you guys are worried about it, because it is seeping out just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it is seeping out just a little bit. So if you guys are worried about that, put a plastic cup, like a pudding container or whatever, underneath there to catch any of the gas that might come out, or put a rag there as well. For the time being, I am going to be using some paper towel. That's it. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of fuel in here, so I'm going to slowly pry this off. Just wiggle it. All right, so I don't know if you guys saw that, but a little bit of gas came out of there. It's on my hand right now. Oh boy, that smells. Yeah, it's dripping all down my hand right now. A little bit of a better view here for you guys. That is the hose. It is still leaking just a little bit, but this is the clamp that I'm taking off. It's a little bit easier using pliers. I happen to be using needle nose pliers. I just find that they work rather well. So Hopefully you guys can see. That is pretty rusted. Now, in my experience with leaving a bike outside in the rain, the DRZ is probably the worst for having pieces like this rust or corrode. There's actually a lot of things that I have to go over on it, and this is just one small piece of many that I'm going to be replacing over this winter. So let's put on something that looks a little bit nicer. So there we go, back on there. Just gotta slide this all the way over. And voila, there we go. Very simple, very straightforward, just adding a little bit of blue onto the bike. Hose clamp replaced, swapped out the rusted one. This looks 10 times better and adds just a little bit of blue to the bike, even if it doesn't quite match everything else. I believe it does match my valve stem caps, which is actually probably the only thing it matches because everything else is a very nice blue. I do have some anodized blue parts on the bike, but a little bit of a mixture, but this looks way better, and it was super cheap, super simple process, and just another one of those things that you guys might have missed while looking at your bike and wondering what you can do next. Well guys, what did you think of that video? A small mod hopefully gave you guys some ideas for your bikes. Maybe you're missing something little here, there, maybe everywhere. So this basically just adds to the little blue elements on the DRZ. I've got the anodized blue hardware, which holds on the plastics on the bike. I've also got the anodized blue valve stem caps. Those were a nice addition. They kind of match the wheels, which are blue. And now, of course, I have this fuel hose guard, shield, whatever you want to call it. And it just makes the bike look a little bit more complete. It wasn't very expensive. If you guys are able to find something like this online, eBay, Amazon maybe, you know, basically a dress-up kit, if you will. So hopefully this gave you guys some ideas for your bikes. And if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. Any comments or questions about the bike or any other ways to modify your bikes, let me know. I will be constantly putting out content for, well, a lot of bikes on the channel, obviously, but I want to be putting out stuff that is consistent. Not just constantly, you know, just putting out whatever, but I want it to be consistent in the quality and the angle that I'm coming at, because for me to be flip-flopping back and forth between race bikes and the street bikes, I do like it because it's a variety, and that's just what I personally like, so I'm giving you guys kind of the best of both worlds. However, I would appreciate it if you guys gave me some feedback, so be sure to leave some comments down below, and I look forward to reading them. So, last but not least, be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content on the channel. Now, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.